Hey, Heidi Easley here, and I am really excited you signed up for this event. So over the next few minutes, I am going to be helping you how to set up your art studio space so that you can go live, okay? So, and I will be answering questions if you have questions as well. So first off, I just want to say thank you for being a part of this. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Heidi Easley. I'm the owner and founder of Texas Art and Soul, and I teach thousands of women all over the world how to build a business online with their paint parties, their art kits, their in-person paint parties, their online paint parties, and all of that. And if you'll let me know, hey Doris, thanks for being on here. If you'll let me know as you get on, go ahead and tell me where you're from and if you are new to me or not. Okay, I want to see how many of y'all are brand new to my style of teaching, or if you already kind of know me a little bit from Facebook. So we are going to dive right in. So the biggest thing I have found that people, when they start doing this, is there's a lot of things they know they should do, but then the littlest things like, where should I put my light? What should I say? What should I do here? Stops us and gets us stuck. Is anybody ever in that? Oh, good. We have some people new. That's awesome. Yeah, sometimes it will get you stuck. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be taking you through two of my art spaces. Now, for those of you that are like, I don't have, that much space, guys, we have people that literally have used their kitchen table and have used a TV tray. And I have lived, in so many different places. I did not always have this space. Oh, good. We have a lot of people. We have, is it Karen and Rachel and Sandra? Kay, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So when you see this art space, don't go like, well, it's easy for you to say because you have the space. No, I made it happen even when I was just painting on my dining room table. So remember, you don't have to have, the space I'm about to show you. And you're going to see one space that I teach from that actually, I feel like works better, especially when I'm doing smaller pieces. And then you're also going to see another space. I'm going to give you kind of a tour of both spaces. And then also for those of y'all, we're going to talk about, number one, we're going to talk about the equipment you need. Number two, we're going to talk about what you're going to teach when you do hit that live button. And then number three, we're going to talk about what you're going to say. Okay, so who's ready? Y'all excited? I'm so glad you're here. I'm so ready. Okay, awesome. Okay, so number one, what equipment you need. So I'm going to be kind of touring y'all and showing you a little bit around. Okay, so this right here is called a ring light. So you can see I have one here and one here. You don't need two ring lights, okay? You just need one when you get started. Now I went ahead and put in a link so you can grab that, but then there's also this one that's even cheaper from Amazon. It's like a little bitty one. This one's about an 8 to 10 inch. Actually, I don't even think it's that big. Let me look. I'm going to try to go slow so I don't make y'all dizzy. Yeah, 10 inch. 10 inch, just a little desk ring light. So this space actually is where I film a ton of my stuff. Now, if you can see, I want to just show y'all, this is about 18 inches by about 18 inches that I'm using. So you do not have to have a huge art studio to do a Facebook Live. Hear me on that, okay? You don't have to have this massive space to do a Facebook Live. So I want to show you, first off, so what I do is I bring over my big light right here. I bring it over. And so you'll see I have my big light here. And then I have my paints, which I need to organize all of this. I have my paints, I have my brushes, I have my Arkon mounts. Now you'll see I have a cell phone, an older cell phone that I do time lapses. So while I am teaching, I am doing a time lapse with one cell phone that's pushed down. And then I have this one, which I put the mount. And if y'all want to use coupon code Texas Heidi, you'll get 20% off. But this mount is awesome. So I have my chargers here. So I know it's a mess. I want to apologize for that, but let's get real. We're all artists here, right? We're all big messes. So what I have here is like buckets of paintbrushes. baby wipes. I have my paint. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will, if I'm working on a painting and I know I want certain colors, these are like little baskets from the dollar store or from Marshall's or wherever you can find these little cheap plastic baskets. What I'll do is if I know I want a certain color scheme, so let's say, for example, I want this color scheme, I will go ahead and grab the colors that I know I'm going to do on the Facebook Live, and I will put them in a basket. Okay. And in just a minute, I'll go show you kind of where I grab my paint from. So I'll have them ready. So that way, because those of you that have done a Facebook Live, are you nervous? Have you been nervous before? I get super nervous sometimes. So when I'm nervous, if I already have the colors there and I kind of know what I'm going for, I won't have to think as much. It'll be a lot easier. Okay. So that's basically what I have. So I have a little light that's about 10 inches here facing right on me. Then I have a time-lapse camera. It's just an old phone only used for time lapses. And then I have this one that I actually, turn my phone this way, horizontally. It's in there horizontally. And then I'll just push it down like this if I just want it to see the painting. And look at this. This is going to be inspiration for an upcoming painting. So I have that there because I'm going to do something. I'm going to Frankenstein it. Frankenstein it means you take inspiration, but you change it to where it looks like a completely different painting. And then if I want to talk to everybody, I just do this. And then I can show my face and say, hey, what do y'all think? Or ask questions. And then I can bring it down if I want to go right to it. Karen says, yes, I'm doing a party on Zoom tomorrow night. Have you done one on Zoom? Yes, Karen, you can do them on Zoom as well. Just make sure, because you're probably going to want to have like your laptop. You probably want to have like your laptop or your iPad or something when you're using Zoom. And I would make sure you have it propped up so you can see. Also in the things that I say you can use, I have StreamYard. StreamYard is a system. You can do OBS, which you can Google that. But I use StreamYard where I can have like a camera at me, and then I can also switch and have the camera go towards the painting. So that's another system that you could use to kind of have both. The great thing about Zoom is you can mute. So like if all of a sudden you feel like you're losing control of the class, and just mute all. Go to participants and then hit mute all. That way you can go, okay, guys, make sure you're listening, and even if, some people aren't listening, but other people are, they'll be able to for sure hear you. And then a time-lapse video, Renee, all that is, let me show you real quick. All a time-lapse video is, hold on, you're going to see my ceiling for a minute. Hold on. I apologize. Yeah, I got my finger. Okay. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. Okay, so whenever, that's okay. Okay, so whenever you're on your phone, you can just scroll over and go to time lapse. And all that does is when you push it, it's just going to do this in slow motion, right? Or I'm sorry, fast speed. So if this painting took me 30 minutes to do, it would show this in about 20 seconds, if that. So then that way, once I end it, I could take that and it would just show it real fast. See how fast it went? But when you do it for like 30 minutes, it makes a really cool thing. And I've had a lot of videos go viral because I've basically painted, done a live, and then reposted it as a time lapse. Okay, so I showed you the equipment. Again, you can get as fancy as you want or not as fancy. Like you don't have, the main thing is just having decent lighting. And then the second thing is what you're going to teach. So have that ready. Real quick, before I show you how to kind of get your stuff ready for, well, actually, I'll show you in here too. I'm going to take you to my actual art studio. So that was my art office. I'm very, very thankful. We didn't always have this much space. So I'm very thankful now. And this is, oops, sorry. I'll turn on some lights for y'all. So this is not, eventually I'm going to paint murals everywhere and it's going to be this fabulous, it's already fabulous in my opinion, but it's going to be this amazing, amazing space. But right now, because we've only been here a few months, it's still, you know, kind of getting things done and all of that. So here's a painting that I'm going to be doing pretty soon. So this was a very, very, very popular painting last year. So what happens if you did something that worked really, really great before, you do it again, right? So this is the setup for my art studio. So we had some people over, our cousins over at Christmas. So I got to kind of go through here and, you know, reset. And Pixie's been trying to help me clean up a little bit. But what I do is I have my ring light here. And then I have 2 more ring lights over here. So did I have 6 ring lights at the beginning? No, I had 1. No, I didn't even have a ring light. I had literally like one of those little lamps, weird lamps. And I had my daughter's selfie stick and a toilet paper holder and a vase that held it up. And it was like one of those little Pixar lights. So use what you have. Okay. So again, you don't have to go buy 6 ring lights. This is me building up ring lights over time and plus having 2 spaces so I don't have to keep moving them. So just use what you have. So if you just have a lamp or you can get in front of a window, that's fine too. And then what you want to do is make sure the light's really good on you. And then sometimes what we'll do is we'll put a box here. And then I'll put my laptop here if we're going live from this area where I want it to face me. And so it'll look more like this. So they'll see the background. So if you've ever seen videos of me with that, but I want to show you real quick what the difference is. So this is without a ring light, the way I look. And then let me see it. Ooh, way bright. Little bright, little bright. And then see the difference of the light with the ring light. Look at the difference that lighting can make. And lighting and audio are the 2 biggest things in your, I mean, obviously do a good product too, but lighting and audio are the 2 biggest things. So just look at the difference. Like it almost like takes my age lines away. Isn't that crazy? From this, hi, watch my videos, to hello, now I have been automatically, like, you know, it's like a filter almost. It's crazy. And so it really makes a big difference in your videos. So I want you to make sure that you're able to do that if you can. So those ring lights you can find anywhere from on sale from $79. Like you can see, such a big difference. I'm gonna stay over here because I look prettier. It's a big difference. So I had found them around Black Friday on sale for like $79, all the way up to like $125. So they're really big, they move, they stand, all of that. So the second thing I wanted to teach you is have ready what you want to paint. So for example, I'm going to be painting this either probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have time today, but I'm going to be doing it on a bigger board. So it's going to be a bigger piece of wood. So what I would do is I would have my Arkon stand right here, and my Arkon stand is going to be pointing down this way. Okay. So let me show you. Oh, let me turn off this light. Let me show you in the other smaller space for those of you that are just, you know, using a little part of your table, which again, I did that for many, many years. So I totally understand if you're using your kitchen table. For those of y'all that are using a smaller space, here's an example of my smaller space. Okay. So again, you want to gather what you need. All right. So gather what you need. If you have an extra phone, before I had my extra phone, I literally would go grab Pixie's or Bobby's, my husband or my daughter's. And, oh, is it saying, can y'all see me, Marion? Yes, Karen, I do have suggestions for weak Wi-Fi. I'll definitely tell you that too. So if I have this, I'll borrow my daughter or my husband's phone, so I'll have a time lapse of it. And then you just want to have your brushes ready, your paints ready. I even go as far as having my blow dryer plugged in and ready to go right here. So that way, if I need to blow dry something, I can. Things like this, I always try to change out, like this plant, I got it at Marshall's or something. I haven't even taken the tag off, but like I try to just change this stuff out from time to time, or like we have Barn and Business coming up pretty soon. So it's kind of like I'm advertising for it without talking about it yet. So that's been kind of in the background lately because people keep asking, what about this? And I'm like, it's coming. So it's kind of like a way to market without, being salesy. And so once you have everything that you want in front of you, you have this set up for your time lapse, you have this one set up. You can either just go to your private you can go to your public Facebook page, or you can go to StreamYard. Now, I did a post for y'all that tells you about StreamYard. Now, StreamYard is not for everybody at the beginning, okay? I think it costs like $25 a month. And it's basically the reason I love it is because I have a YouTube channel. I have a couple of free groups. I think I have one free group and a couple of like challenge groups. And then I have Paint Party Headquarters and Texas Art and Soul. So what I love about StreamYard is that I can click on StreamYard and I can go live from my phone and stream into my YouTube, stream into my private group, stream into Texas Art and Soul. I can stream into like up to 10 places at once, which is amazing as you grow your business. So that has been really, really cool. So the last thing I'm going to talk to you about, and then I'll answer some questions, is kind of what to say during this. So let me go ahead and answer the weak Wi-Fi question, because I know that's a big deal, because I have lived in many places and I have had Wi-Fi that did not work. So here, we actually live in a place now where the Wi-Fi was really weak. So what we do, because, my entire business is, almost 100% online. So we do like the business. So whenever you go to and again, when you're first starting out, if you're brand new to this, you're not going to need all of this craziness, right? But I just want to tell you, like, as you grow. So always make sure, like, your phone, a lot of times you might have to turn your Wi-Fi off on your phone. So make sure you're using like the data from your phone. So I know it costs more. That's why I say, like, always when you get your cell phone, this is your tool, like this is your business, right? So when you have your cell phone, make sure you're getting like the best, that has the most storage, that has the best data plan, that has unlimited data. All of that is so, so important. The last thing you want to do is be doing your lives and rocking it out, and then you didn't pay the $30 extra a month or whatever for your self-service. Also, if you're in a place like us, we live in the kind of like in the country, in a neighborhood, and there's not really good Wi-Fi here. So what we do is we buy the business, which again, for my business, I have to have it. So we buy like the upgraded for the business. And then from that, we buy the fastest internet speed they'll allow us. So we like talk to them, we tell them how important it is. And then we just make sure that everything's wired right. And then you can also get a thing called Euro Pro, and it's spelled EERO Pro. And it's a mesh system. I get this question so much. I have it on my computer. That's where I'm looking to make sure I give you the right information. Because I used to always go, Bobby, what was that again? Because he would set it up for me. It's called Mesh Systems Miniature Routers. Okay. Mesh Systems Miniature Routers. And it's ER Pro, and it's EERO Pro. The reason why this is important is if you are in a place like me where the signal is kind of weak, you can get these little systems that we put all over. So see that white thing? It's like a pod back there. That is one of them. Then we have other ones in our art studio where I go live a lot. So we have them placed all over my office and my art studio. So when I am live, that we don't really have to stress about it. I lived in the country before where I could barely get anything happening. And I was trying to do online, but I was trying to do an online teaching, and it was years ago. And I remember I would like try to do something that would stop me. And it was the most frustrating thing in the world because I'd finally like gotten the courage to do it, and then it would stop me. Yeah, it's kind of like Wi-Fi extender. So it like comes, and then we actually have like an extra antenna on the house. So it pings to that. And then it pings into these miniature routers to give you the best. I'm not real techie on that, so I don't know like all of it. I just know that's the system we use. And I think it's like $600 or something, but Again, it may not be something that you can do at this time, but if you are in a position and you don't have good Wi-Fi, always call your provider first and try to do that. Okay, so the last thing I want to share with you. Here's how I get ready for my, hey, Pixie. Hey, Pix. Will you call Daddy and tell him I'm on a call, but if he wants to text you the info or whatever, I could try to text him back. He just called. Sorry. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is here's what I do every time. I'm going to show you how I have it in my art studio. I'm going to show you how I just kind of like place it up here. So before I go live, I always write down what I am going to be teaching you. So for example, I wrote down the 3 things I wanted to teach you today during this time together. So I'm going to just pretend like I'm going to be teaching something online. So what I do is I just pin it up, just real, like before I get ready to go, I always pin it up exactly what I'm going to be teaching about. So this one, for example, I just made a very easy one. Easy way to ombre. So what I'm going to say when I go live is like, hey, my name is Heidi Easley, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties online, in person, and with art kits. And today I want to teach you an easy way to make an ombre painting, right? An ombre is just 3 colors, or it could be many colors, right? And so what I'll say, grab 3 of your favorite colors. This is going to be so simple. You're going to love doing it. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to grab 3 of my favorite colors, but the colors need to be kind of together on the color wheel. So let's say I have red, yellow, and then an orange. Okay, so you want to pick 3 colors that are going to be similar, or close together on the color wheel. And then anytime I get stuck or I get nervous, this is out of camera. Nobody sees this. So I don't know, for those of y'all that do know me and have been watching my lives, when you see, my Arkon up here, there are many times that I just back out of camera. If I get, squirrel, which I do all the time, I'll literally just back out of the camera where y'all can't see me. And then guess what I'm looking at? That. Where was I at? What was I trying to teach you? Because a lot of times a comment will throw me off, or I'll get to talking about a story while I'm painting, and then I'm like, crap, what was I going to teach them? Right? So in order to stay focused and to not come across like a squirrel all over the place, every single live, you better believe it, I have a piece of paper over there telling me what I'm about to share with y'all. Because here's the thing, there's no time to just be going live, to just randomly be going live. When you go live, you need to have a purpose. You need to inspire, you need to teach, you need to show a tip, a trick, something that people will want to tune into. If you're going live just to say like, hey, I'm on the beach, isn't this fun? Haha, you're not here. And people are going to tune out. If you're like, oh, I just wanted to show you my favorite coffee, which I'm saying all this because I've done all of this. Okay. And that kind of stuff doesn't last. When you're helping people, when you're able to inspire people, that's the kind of stuff that people want to see. So I would, go through, okay, grab your 3 favorite colors. I would show them to the camera, oh, here's a yellow I'm going to use. And then I would actually say, okay, here's the brush I'm going to use. I'm going to use one of these cheap chip brushes from Michael's that is disgusting, but I still love them. And then I'll, which I might need a tetanus shot. I might need to refurbish. I might need to get some new ones. Maybe I'll use this one. It's not as rusty. You can tell I leave my brushes in my water. So I would, say, okay, number 2, use a chip brush. And I would tell them what kind of chip brush, where to grab it. And then number 3, I would say, it says figure 8. And the reason I have figure 8 is because when I do ombre, I just squirt, red, orange, yellow, and then I do a figure 8 like this, and then I just bring it down. And it's a really, really, really simple painting, but it's something that is, thanks, Karen, for getting my joke. It's always kind of a delay, so I never know if y'all get my sense of humor or not, because I kind of have a weird sense of humor. And then also in my art studio, let me show you what I have written too, because I'm a big believer in like sharing God's love through art. And so when I go live, I have this where when I go live, I pray for God to use me for his glory. I pray for inspiration, words, and art. So that way, when I'm talking, I'm hopefully speaking something that you need to hear. A lot of times I write messages on my arm, and then I inspire and teach always, and always make it about you. So I have that up in my art studio. So anytime I'm here getting ready to go live, I glance up at that. Then I usually have right here, if I'm in this studio, I'll have the paper taped here that we just went over. I'll have it taped there so that I can see, okay, what were my 3 points? Like that's my main overview of how I want to, come across and how I want to teach. But then my main teaching points are those things that I said, easy way to ombre. You're going to pick 3 of your favorite colors. Now you're going to use this kind of brush. It's, really cheap. It's easy. And then you're going to do a figure 8. And then we go from there. So basically that's it. So that's really how I get ready for my Facebook Lives. The equipment I use, the Arkon mount, the ring light, StreamYard if you're fancy, if you want to go that route. But again, you don't need StreamYard. What you're going to teach, have your stuff ready. That's really important to just kind of have it ready. Take a deep breath, get yourself together before you go live. Because here's the thing, when you first start, you might have just your mom or just, whoever in there. But as you start to grow your business, people are going to find you and then they're going to binge watch everything you did. How many of y'all have found somebody on Instagram or found somebody on Facebook and then you're like, oh, where have they been? And then you go and you watch every single video they've done, right? Well, that's the same way. You want to make sure you're showing up consistently. You're doing all of these different things so that when somebody does find you and they want to watch all your stuff, you're very consistent. And then the last thing is what you're going to say, write it down. Okay, so Karen says, what is the TV for? Oh my gosh, so I am a huge Hallmark fan. Like I love Hallmark movies, and I love the Kardashians. I love The Bachelor. I love those stupid shows. Just gonna admit it. And so what I do sometimes if I'm doing a time lapse or I'm working on a painting, I'll have the movie on while I'm working on my painting, and then I'm still able to time lapse. So if I'm not being live, I can still time lapse for my YouTube channel or for my social media platforms, but I still get the joy of just listening to my shows, and then I can still paint. Or if we're in there putting together art kits, we'll put on a movie. And I feel like your art studio space, especially if you have a space for art studio, make it like what you want. Like make it a place you want to be. Like I put my diffuser in there. I have my Alexa. I have one in here too. So I have my music. I play my music a lot. Honestly, my music gets played more than my TV normally. But yeah, there's nothing better than like a cold winter day and I have my coffee and I have my paintbrush. Oh, I get so excited, and a good movie on. Like there's nothing better than that. And then I just paint and paint and paint. I just love it. Hey, Maria. Okay, let's see. And then I'm going to answer some of y'all's questions. Christy says, I paint and listen to the TV as well. Yes, and put on good stuff. Like, I guess Kardashians, y'all probably don't think that's good, but I think it's good. It's good entertainment. It's good TV. So it puts stuff on that you really like. Let's see. Marion says, does the time lapse capture the audio of the TV? And it really doesn't. And you can upload, if you download the app called InShot, InShot, you can literally upload your time lapse, and then you could put music to it. You could, all of that. So you won't even be able to hear the TV. And you could actually you could actually click on that app and take off your audio. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. So, any questions? I'll stay on here for a few more minutes and answer any of your questions. Christy says, I was doing Christmas movies while doing Christmas paints. I know. Isn't that so fun? There's something about that just makes me so happy. Oh, hold on. I lost my notes. See, I even have notes for y'all while I'm doing this. Let's see. Janine says, what do I need for microphone? Is my cell phone enough? Yes, your cell phone is perfect for a microphone. And I actually Bobby bought this for me a while back. It's called it's from Amazon, Maono. If you want to screenshot that, I'll hold it here for a minute. But I use this, honestly. I use this whenever I'm recording trainings for like Paint Party Headquarters, for example. I use it for that. So it's hooked to my computer audio. And for all my Facebook Lives, I only use my phone. Christy says, or Christian music. Yes, I love some Lauren Daigle or, there's so many good. I just always say like today's Christian music and it plays great stuff. And Marion says, when I go live, any words that I paint appear backwards to the viewers. Do I have to paint upside down? No, Marion. So whenever you go live, so right now I am live. So I want y'all maybe to write notes on this because I can't show you because I wonder if I could put it in a mirror. I think I could put it in a mirror. Hold on, let's see if this works. Hold on. I'm going to test something. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see. In the mirror. I think it might work. Hold on. I don't know if it's going to work, y'all. Okay, so see on my phone at the very bottom, I'm trying to make sure you can see it. There's a wand. See the wand right here? If I push that wand, then I can do 0. I can do this little tool, and then I can flip it. See how I flipped me back and forth? That way, so it was just down here to the wand. Welcome to my bathroom. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. So it's just at the bottom, there's like a wand, and then there's a little wand, a little tool, and then you just flip. See? Creepy, huh? I'm like that clown, like, creepy clown. Okay, let me stop being a creepy clown for y'all. Okay. Oh, good. That was helpful. Okay, so let's see. When I go live, any words that are paint? Oh, we got that one. Maria says, any recommendations for small corner art spaces like essentials? Yes. So we just showed that. I don't know if you saw that, but I would do a small ring light. Let me show you again. I would do a small ring light. I would have a place to tack up what you're going to say. And then I would have your Arkon mount here. And that way you can point it straight down to where you're going to paint. Of course, paper towels, some brushes, and then a basket of paint. All this is unnecessary. It's just stuff that I'm working on, and I'm just a slob, so I have trouble cleaning up my mess. Let me repeat that. I just don't have time. I think that's it. I have to focus on what I know I need to do the most, and that is not on the list right now. Okay, so let's see. Renee says, my mount only holds my phone vertically. Is it best to have a horizontal mount? So Renee, as you can see right now, I'm doing vertical because you can see me long ways. But when I do my lives now, because I'm using StreamYard, I do a lot of horizontal because I'm streaming into YouTube as well. And YouTube just looks way cleaner whenever it's horizontal. So I would maybe have a goal over the next couple months to get a mount, whether it's an Arkon. If you do an Arkon, make sure you use coupon code Texas Heidi. You'll get 20% off, but you don't have to do an Arkon. You can do any kind of mount. I've heard like Five Below has, cell phone mounts, just so that you can have one that swivels so that you can do some horizontal, some vertical. Let's see. Karen says, can you Facebook Live from your laptop or always use your phone? Yes, so I do Facebook Live sometimes from my desktop. I do them from my laptop. I do them from my iPad. Not really my iPad. I take that back. I've only done a couple. I don't love the way the iPad holds in the holder, so I get frustrated with it. But honestly, I do almost all of my Facebook Lives either on my desktop or my phone. When you see me painting, it is almost, I'd say 98% of the time from my phone. And that's why I think it's important to invest in a good phone, because you're going to get a better video quality. Really, when you're doing videos, guys, the key is them hearing you well, which a good phone will have good hearing on that. It'll have a good microphone and good video. So if you have a good phone, you're going to have good video. And obviously you need Wi-Fi. So if you are in a place where you can't get Wi-Fi ever, then, I'm a problem solver. Like if I need to go to the public library and use one of their rooms and do my 2 Facebook Lives a week, you better believe I'll be packing up my stuff and can I borrow your room? Or do I have a friend in town that has great Wi-Fi? Like, do what it takes to make it happen until you can, get the routers or whatever that's beefed up more. And then also good lighting. So having a good light, you don't have to buy the ones I recommend. I'm just telling you what I use because there's tons out there. But really making sure that people can hear you and they can see you. And that's really important because if people can't hear you or see you, they're just going to tune off. They're going to be like, that's not good. But you can make such a big difference just with your lighting. Okay, so Maria says, I don't understand how to use the iPad and the phone at the same time when doing live. So one camera is on the art and the other is on your face. And Maria, it's through either like an OBS system. So write this down and you can Google it. It's called OBS. Or what I personally like and what I use is called StreamYard. So I put that in the message right before this, the 3 main things I use. StreamYard, if you're in Paint Party headquarters, we have an entire training on StreamYard, how to do it. But basically it's where you have your phone and then you have your laptop and you sign into the same thing. It's like you enter a broadcast studio. So let me see if I can show you real quick. I'll show you kind of behind the scenes of my StreamYard, if y'all think that might help. Okay, so here is, let me show you. Okay, so here's StreamYard. Okay, so when you sign up for StreamYard, I can create a broadcast. So these are all the ones that I have tied. So you can see I have my YouTube tied to it. I have my Texas Art and Soul Facebook. I have my How to Teach a Paint Party free group, Paint Party headquarters, Snowman Show to have some of my challenges. So let's say I just want to go live on Texas Art and Soul, How to Teach a Paint Party, and my YouTube. That means I'll be live all at the same time. So I'm going to put actually I'm going to do this later. So I'll go ahead and just type it in. Mardi Gras fun. Actually, I want to do all caps. Mardi Gras fun. Okay. Dang it. Why is my caps not working? Is it working? Okay, so I would take that and then I would just copy it for the title. And then I would paste in description and then I would put something like watch. Sorry, I'm doing one finger so I can hold this up for y'all. Watch and paint with me. Something like that, for example. Then you can just hit customize for each destination, and then I'm going to hit create broadcast. So if I wanted to go in and put different details for each one, I could, but I'm not really going to worry about that. I'm just going to put create broadcast. Then once I create broadcast, it's saying you're entering a broadcast studio. So if you experience echoes, so you can see me, see? Hi, I'm right there. So now I'm going to enter a broadcast, okay? So now I am behind scenes. So you can see me down here. I'm literally, you can see me talking to you right now. I'm behind scenes. So I am not on this broadcast at all yet, okay? But it shows that I am tied to my Texas Art and Soul, my free group, and my YouTube. So I'll stream to all 3, okay? So now I'm going to hit add to stream. And over here. So if I had a laptop, what I would do is I would pull up my laptop because this is my desktop. So I could stream my laptop, my desktop, my phone, all that. So now I would go to my laptop or my phone and I would go to StreamYard.com. So I would go to StreamYard.com, and then what it's going to do is when I enter broadcast, it's going to have me, a picture of me on my phone right here. I'll click that too, and then it'll have me plus the picture of whatever my phone is doing. Then, so I'll have a side by side. Then I'll hit go live. So I can see all the comments from there. So it takes a little time. If you're in Paint Party headquarters, I have a full, very, very, very detailed training, but that's how you do it. Okay. Yes, Maria, she says, I totally get it. You're not a slob. It's a working space you're constantly using. Thank you so much for saying that, because sometimes I feel like such a slob. And Christy says, I'm so glad it's not just me with my supplies everywhere. Your space always looks so put together. Yeah, that's a trick. That's a camera trick, y'all. So as you can see there, it's a camera trick. And then, oh, move my head, got crap there. Got crap everywhere you look. It's just crap everywhere. So it is definitely a camera trick. So Marianne says, how do you switch from showing your face to showing your painting? So right there by that wand that we had, right beside the wand is a little flip camera. So let me see if I can show it to you. Oh, hold on. I just flipped you. Let me see. So right here, see that little flip camera where my nail is pointing? I don't know if I can do it without seeing it looking. Right by the wand, it's that. So watch what happens. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me get on there. Flip. Flip, like that. So hopefully that'll help you. What then do you use the desktop for most? And Rachel, I use my desktop so much because I teach over 2,000 people in my Paint Party headquarters group, and I am constantly filming marketing trainings for them. So my desktop is used for filming training. So just like, I teach people how to paint, and I teach them how to do paint parties and all of that, and I teach painting tutorials. I also am teaching them how to do their marketing, how to do their Facebook, how to do their strategic Instagram, all of that stuff. And that requires me to film a lot for my desktop. Let's see. Dana says, I'm naturally not a talker. Any recommendations on what to talk about and how to keep the combo going? Okay, so Dana and everyone watching, it will be awkward and weird at first, I promise. Not everybody that goes on Facebook Lives, you don't have to always fill the air with talking. That is the way I do it because that's just my personality, and I feel very comfortable talking on the camera, but I didn't at first. My first Facebook Lives, and I have a video, and it's on my YouTube, but I'm literally like, it looks like I'm high on drugs. I mean, I am so terrified. I'm so scared, and I'm like, hello, how are we doing? Like, I'm just really, really awkward. So it does take time to get better and to feel more natural on the camera. But what I would say to help you is definitely, as you first start, you don't want people seeing you. Like, people are always like, well, I'm doing lives, but nobody's watching. And I'm like, you just started. First off, you just started. Secondly, you don't want a bunch of people watching you when you first start, because I promise you, you're going to be awkward. You're going to be weird. And that's just a part of it. It's like anytime you're trying something new, you are kind of awkward at it, right? It's just what it is. And so what I would do is make sure you are being yourself, because for me to be able to do this for years, if I was trying to pretend to be somebody else, it wouldn't work. You do have to amp up your energy. Like right now, the way I'm talking to you is not the way I would be talking to my daughter or my husband, because I do have my energy amped up. So it feels like I'm alive on this camera. Or if I was just, yeah, how's it going? It would feel more laid back, like a conversation with my friends, right? So you do want to amp up your energy. I do recommend, like, if, as you get 1, 2, 3, and then it'll start building, you get more people watching your videos, make sure you call them by name. Hey, Dana, I'm glad you asked that question. And that's going to help you feel like you're not alone. So like right now, I feel like I'm with y'all. And then it makes the experience better for both of y'all. Then also, if you are not a big talker, it's okay to have silence. Like if you're creating, some people love just the hearing. If you've ever watched a Bob Ross paint, he doesn't talk the whole time. He'll talk and he'll say stories and he'll tell stuff, but he's not like me where I'm like, I didn't even breathe. Why didn't I breathe? Like, I'm that person where I just, blah, blah, blah. Like I could talk for days and not, stop. So definitely. And then also another thing too is like, asking, like, I do this a lot. What stencil should I use? What color should I use? And a lot of times my creations come from y'all saying, oh no, you should use red here, or no, you should use blue here, or no, try this, so that works too. I also find that sometimes when I'm listening to people that I'm learning from, when it gets real quiet, I might be doing something and I'm listening. And then if it gets silent, I'm like, did they stop? Where'd it go? And it gets them back to, I get back to that person or watching them. So that may be something you could try out too. If you're a big talker like me, every once in a while, I'll just be real quiet. Especially if you watch me a lot, you're gonna be like, what, did she leave? Is she not talking? Why is she not talking? That's not like Heidi, right? And Karen says, creative minds are rarely tidy. That's what I always say. Yeah, we are not a tidy group. Let's see, how are you sharing your computer screen with viewers? Oh, so on StreamYard, you can literally share your screen. It's just a button. Just like with Zoom, there's a button where you just click share screen. Let's see, we have 10 minutes left. Karen says, so since I'm new, what is Paint Party Headquarters? Oh, Paint Party Headquarters, so it's $37 a month, and it's basically where I teach you how to make money, teaching paint parties online, in person, with art kits. If you're interested, I can post a link if you want to look at it. We usually open a couple times a year, but I don't mind if, since y'all joined this, if you want to kind of sneak in. We usually won't open the next big opening until May. But we have we have over 2,200, almost all women, but we do have a few men. And it's, tutorials that I've taught you, as well as many things to do with social media and all of that kind of stuff. And you can cancel at any time. I just ask that you try to stay at least 3 months, because anytime you're trying something new, it takes time. Like you can't just go, oh, why didn't it work? And it's been 12 days, right? Like you got to keep trying. Let's see. Maria says, wow, that is so convenient to tie all the pages. Maria, you have no idea. So when I did this flamingo painting back in May, before I had StreamYard, I literally would have to do the painting, which the first painting I did took like 45 minutes. I did the painting like 7 times in the amount of 2 days, because I had to go to a different page, do the painting, go to a different page, do the painting. By the time I was done with that, I could do that flamingo painting in like 7 minutes. I mean, it was crazy because I had had so much practice in just a couple of days. So now, yes, the convenience. So as you're growing your business, you definitely want to look at stuff like that to where you're like, oh my gosh, I could literally go live on my YouTube channel. And we used to actually have to, I would do my live on my Facebook channel, and then I would download my live. I would re-upload it to YouTube, do all of the different things you have to do. And it just was such a time suck. It took forever. Now I literally just go doop, 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 and I'm done. It's all done. Okay, let's see. Maria says, would you recommend using the same small corner art space to do paint parties? And yes, I actually do giant paint parties of 1,000 or more people on a Facebook Live in a closed paid group, just kind of like y'all paid for this training, in a paid group. I'm actually going to be doing that quilt one. We're doing a barn and business training next month, I believe. Let's see when it is. Yeah, it's February 16th and 17th. And I'm doing a barn and business training, and I'll actually teach it from that small corner. It just depends. Like sometimes I'll do, if I have bigger ones, I'll do them in my big art studio. But the reason I'm saying this is you do not have to have, oh crap, I'm losing you, sorry. I was dropping you. You do not have to have a big space to do this kind of stuff. Let's see, Sandra says, I'm too much of a talker that falls down many rabbit holes. True story. Sandra, I'm with you. I love to tell stories, and I love to, I don't know, like I love to really encourage while I'm teaching. And then that, of course, leads to me telling stories, usually of my biggest failures. So I'm with you on that. I think as long as you have that paper so that you constantly like go back. So even, at the end of this, I'll say, okay, we went over blah, 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 right? Like I'll always like recap what we did. And that's another little tip as well. Let's see. Marion says, I made a private Facebook group. And I love that you're asking all these questions, by the way. I made a private Facebook group and put my daughters as members so I can practice the lives there first before I go live on my page. Marion, we actually have a private Facebook group that just has me and my friend Brendan, who works for me. She's amazing, as well as my husband, Bobby. And they are in my group. And we also have another team member that's in there. But that's where I film my tutorials. So it's just a private group. And the reason we do that is because, I have people like, Brendan, she lives in Mexico. Julie lives in Montana. Yeah, that's right, Montana. And so if I'm filming something and then they're going to grab it and edit it, in the past, it was just me, right? So I would film it, I would edit it, I would do all of that stuff. But now that we've grown, I've been able to thankfully have people that help me. And so instead of me trying to film it and then try to transfer it to like a Dropbox or whatever, I just made a private group and then I just film it straight from there. Then they can grab it, download it, and then do whatever they need to do to edit it. So that's a great idea. And it gets some of your jitters out so you can practice it. So great idea. Okay, Maria says, I really like this class. Not too many people and it's more understandable. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm so glad. I just decided on Tuesday, I was like, I'm going to try this out and see how it works. Dana says, music is a no-no during a live, right? Yes, do not do music. If you are doing a Zoom paint party, that's different. If you're on a Zoom, you can put on music and it's totally fine. It's almost like you're a DJ and a paint party person. But if you are on a Facebook Live, I know I have had Facebook Lives be totally taken down. And there is nothing worse than doing like a really good job on a Facebook Live and then Facebook takes it down. So I just refrain from music. If that rule has changed, I don't know of that yet, but if it's changed and it's, I think sometimes some people get away with it because you're like, well, so-and-so had that up, but it's not worth the risk to me because I know how valuable a Facebook Live is. Oh, another tip, have water or coconut water or tea or coffee by you at all times, because if you're like me and you talk without breathing, you start to lose your voice. So I'm constantly I have always a bottle of water or something right beside me. Okay, let's see. Marion says they don't even have to be on, but I can see me and watch the recording and then delete it. Yes, and you know what, Marion? I would challenge you to not delete it because you're gonna see how well you progress in a few months just by practicing. So I would see how you do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Sandra says interested in PPHP. Yeah, I'll post the link. And like I said, you get three things a month. Well, it's actually way more than that, but for organizational reasons, the first 3 Mondays of the month, you're always getting something. So you're getting a painting tutorial with all the marketing. The good thing about being in Paint Party Headquarters is you get to use my designs for online use, for in-person parties, for art kits, however you want to make money. Here's my thing. I know how busy we are, and my heart is in helping you make money with your art. So if you, let's say you sign up, and I have a really, really successful bunny painting, the one I was showing you earlier, that I'm going to be doing a live about. If you want to do that, just to bring attention to your Facebook page, you don't have to go, hey, I'm painting this bunny and it's by Heidi Easley from Texas Art and Salt. No, as a paying member, as long as you're a paying member, you have rights to use any of my designs. So I'm going to be doing a new Mardi Gras design this week that I've developed. And I'm going to go live on my Texas Art and Soul page. And my Paint Party headquarter girls, they know if I've done something, it's dibs, like they can use it. The only thing I ask is that if you do quit and you're not involved anymore, just please don't use my art, okay? Because it's not like, hey, you paid $37, now you get it for life. Like, that's not cool. So just, it's kind of like a gym. Once you quit the gym, you don't get to keep using the treadmill or the personal trainers or all that. So that's the only thing I ask. But there's, well over 100 designs already. And then we do social media trainings, like the StreamYard training. I have a full-blown StreamYard training, all kinds of stuff. Christy says, yes, I've joined and I'm watching as many units as I can daily. I'm really enjoying and learning a lot too. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad. Kaylin says, natural storyteller. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, have y'all really enjoyed this class? I was just wanting to kind of do something different and test some stuff out. Honestly, I'm testing out a new way to do live events. And you know why I'm testing it? Dun, dun, dun. For Paint Party headquarters. So I'm testing this different way of doing this for Paint Party headquarters to see if it works well. And if it works well, because Facebook now has a way you can do online events through them. We've always trained Paint Party headquarters and I myself to lead people towards another way to pay through PayPal or through Constant Contact. Well, Facebook opened up because, of course, what does Facebook want? They want a piece of the pie. I mean, it's a business, right? And so they opened up this new way to host an event. And so you post an event and then you do it this way. And then Facebook pays you, but it's like a 30-day waiting period. So for all of y'all that paid $19.99, I won't get the money for like 30 days. And so what I wanted to do was test it to, number one, see if people would sign up, because it was a different way to do this, to see if Facebook would push this event out. And then number two, if it works, then to report back to Paint Party headquarters and let them know. So I'm always doing experimental things to test that also bring value to people. So for those of y'all that are brand new to me and you want to know about Paint Party headquarters, I'll post the link here just in a minute. And it's like this on steroids. You're going to be very overwhelmed. So I want you to definitely pretend like it's a library. You grab the book you need when you need it, and then you come back and ask questions, and don't try to do all of it at once, or you will be very, very overwhelmed. And let's see. And Marion says, do you always tell viewers, and we have about 2 minutes left, do you always tell viewers on your page the dates and times you will go live, or do you just go live at random? It would be great if I could, but I'm very random. So that's the thing too about, my business page versus what people are paying me for. My business page is very random. I try to go live twice a week, but it's very surface level. Like, for example, I just gave y'all a ton of information. I'm not going to go live and tell everybody all of that, right? But because you paid for the class, you're going to learn more. You're going to go deeper. Or you're going to see behind the scenes things that other people wouldn't see. And then also, on Texas Art and Soul, if I'm all of a sudden inspired, I'm like, yeah, I want to paint that, I'm just going to go live. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to be messing with stuff or all. I'm just going to go live and I'm going to do it. So I'm not very structured like that. I know there's some people that are like, I'm going to be live every day at 8 a.m. My personality is not that way. I would be so, I like to get up, have my coffee, do my Jesus calling book. I like to have so I couldn't just go, I'm just not that organized to be that way. Let's see. Jeannie says, I've been a member of PPHQ since August, and I'm learning at a slower pace, but it has helped me so much with confidence. But PPHQ is helping me invaluable. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. Jana says, PPHQ is the best investment if you want to start a creative business. Heidi gives so much information for us to implement. Oh, thank y'all so much. Yeah, and Karen's asking for the link. I'll put the link in here too, for sure. Kaylin, very great question. She says, love learning, so afraid Facebook is going to change again soon. So I just want to tell y'all right now, Facebook changes every freaking day. It keeps us on our toes. So I want you to know, don't be afraid of it. Just know that it is what it is. It is a free platform to share what you do, which is so awesome. But with that, I want you to know, and again, this is where it gets more advanced marketing. You need to be thinking about emails. You need to be thinking about Instagram. You need to be thinking about YouTube. Of course, not at the beginning, right? This is something that you build up to over time. But definitely, you know, change happens. Change happens every day. I mean, I got a new phone, freaking new update, changed the way my apps look. I'm like, dang it. I just got used to what the apps look like, and now you moved them again. You know, like we've got to just get comfortable with change, because it is scary, but it's totally just, it's just what it is. And then how much do they take out? So right now, the reason I'm testing this is because Facebook is doing no fees until June. So what I'm hearing, and again, this is totally me guinea pigging this for the sake of Paint Party Headquarters and to help them and also help y'all with what I just taught you, is they will be taking a fee eventually, but they're waiving the fees until June of 2021. So, oh no, Maria, don't worry. No, this was actually a full-on test to see how it works. So definitely. So yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm testing it to see, first off, if this is good, if it's a good idea, if it's a way I want to teach Paint Party Headquarters to move forward. And Christy says, I really like this class, and your energy and information gets me excited to get started and makes me wonder if I need to sign up for the 8-week class. Christy, if you want to learn like fire hose training, like full on online marketing, then yes, that is where Paint Party Outer Limits is. That's my 8-week course, and that's $597. It's $597 if you pay in full, and it's $697 if you do like the payment plan. But that's like full blown. Like I'm not teaching you to paint in there. I'm teaching you how to do online marketing. It's a totally different thing. And Sandra says, I prefer PayPal every time. Yeah, and PayPal is good, definitely good. We've been experimenting with a few other things too. But definitely, like if I'm selling, for example, a ceramic art kit, I still use a PayPal link still. Okay, Sandra says, I feel very blessed to have found Texas Art and Soul. Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm very, very blessed you're here. Thank you. And are there other platforms? You mean like for doing your lives? Yeah, YouTube, Instagram, even TikTok. We're starting to experiment with TikTok. Honestly, I'm not real happy about it, just to be honest. Okay, and then let's see. Let me see if there's any last questions. Oh, thank you, Maria. Yes, Christy, I forgot. As a PPHQ member, Outer Limits is less expensive. It's actually $200 off. So if you get into Paint Party Headquarters and you do want to do Outer Limits, I mean, that alone would be worth it. Yeah, so we do only $397 for our PPHQ members. So yeah, it's a huge discount. I totally forgot that. I'm so sorry. All right, guys. Well, I hope that you like this. I'll make sure that I post the link for Paint Party Headquarters for those of you that aren't in there yet and you want to be. We'd love to have you. And then thank y'all so much for being a part of this class. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Bye, guys. Oh, I almost forgot what we went over. We went over what equipment you need, the Arkon mount, the ring light, the StreamYard, what you're going to teach, and what you're going to say. I almost forgot. That's what you need to do whenever you finish your Facebook Lives too. All right, y'all have a great day. Bye.